Let me show you my countryside through these old headlights. We can take this road as far as you want to go.
Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode in Lisky Farm. It's 7 AM and I already fed the chickens and I'm gonna dump the rest into the seed production. So I'm gonna have a bit more seed for the garden. But today is a very big day. We are currently at 33,649. Let me dump this in. 649 pounds, and I am going to give me a second so I start the production here. Okay, while this is running, I will put this in the garden, and as I said, we have 33,649 pounds which are gonna get used up today. We need to have 41,000, so I'm hoping I can get a bit more money, and if nothing else I am going to ask the dealers to give me a bit of how should I say, a wait between the delivery of my new combine and the return of the new one. Okay, I think this is already done. Okay, let me take it out. Okay, got that sorted out. So we have another 178 liters of seed going to the garden. Man, this wheelbarrow was a very good bot. Okay, so we have another 187 liters of seed going into the garden. And I gotta say, this wheelbarrow was really a good buy. So, to get as much money as I can, I will go and sell everything I possibly can. I think I have quite a lot of stuff waiting in the dairy, so we should have some decent amount of income. But yeah, I think I spoke with the dealers and they said they are gonna pay me around 4,100 pounds for the old combine, which is going to get refurbished. So this is why it's such a low price, but it's a very old one, so I can't really complain. My only question is, how are we gonna get everything in the yard? It is quite possible that I'm gonna have to somehow drag the combine out, and I frankly don't know how to tackle that. So yeah, let me get in the van. I'm gonna load everything up. I'm gonna have a stop at the sheep pen. Then I'm gonna come back, load the dairy products, and yeah. So I'm still not, as you can see, I'm still using this little van. It's not gonna get replaced, I think, because all the truck configurations don't really work for me, you know. Something just feels off, so I'm gonna keep the van. It's been doing me right for the whole time I have it, so yeah, I'm not gonna put it away. On the other hand, this is going to be quite an interesting thing to see how the delivery actually tackles. Delivery of a new combine into a farm like this. Granted, the new combine is gonna be self-propelled, because mine is not at the moment, which is the bigger issue. You know, the new combine could get dropped off anywhere and I could simply drive it back home. But the old one, yeah, not so much. It's a bit of a stubborn piece of equipment right now. But hey, it is what it is. And I have to say, it really shows that I've emptied out this place later on yesterday, because it doesn't really have that much products in as it used to have. So yeah, it shows. It's it very quickly goes a few pallets down, so. But it's fine. It's completely fine. I'm not complaining. Look at that. We have one pallet of cheese and one pallet of... What is that? Do we have butter? Okay, so this is cheese. Yep. A beautiful homemade cheese. Let me put eggs over the cheese, because those have to be on the top, and I think it's a smaller pallet, so it's gonna fit. Like a glove. Come on. Come on. Yeah, do the glove. And I'm gonna take this one, put it on. And let me see if I can possibly put one of these in. Probably, maybe not. Yeah, it's quite a tight squeeze. Maybe if I put it in sideways. Can always try. No, I'm not gonna force it. There's no use. Oh, look at that. We have another butter pallet. Okay. Well, would you look at that? I actually made it fit. That was a chore. I will tell you that. But I definitely need to get the trailer, because I do want to take wool to be sold at the same time, so I don't do too many trips. I do suspect I'm gonna be doing quite a lot of trips because of the oat drink. But hey, that's all money in the bank. So I will see you at the sheep pen. Okay, just finished loading. We got quite a nice stack of wool, actually 2,000 and something liters. And I have checked, we do have some male lambs, so I have called the dealers, and they're gonna arrive and they're gonna pick them out and take them away. And of course they'll send some money on my bank account. I think there's 9 animals that needs taking away, which is not too bad, not too bad. So yeah, I'll see you at the spinnery when we'll sell the wool and see how much we get for it. It's it's getting a bit tight around my heart, because I don't know if I'm gonna be able to afford the combine, but I really want to get it because it's such a good opportunity right now. I don't want to miss it. So yeah, let's say that everything's gonna be just fine, and that's it. Okay, so let's see how much we get. I've written down the money I have at the moment, because the spinnery actually pays out in chunks of whatever you put in. Like this, for example. In the ratchet straps on this side. So let me get this one out. Okay, so 38,000. I did not expect that. Let me just calculate really quickly how much I got. 850. We got paid 5,238 pounds for the wool alone. Okay, well, the tightness around my chest just vanished. You might guess why. But yeah, well, I guess I'm gonna have some money left at the end of the day. Beautiful. Because I was willing to go into debt, you know, to maybe borrow some money somewhere, but if I don't have to, I surely am glad that I don't need to. So you probably noticed that the van is jumping quite unnaturally, very stiffly. I do think I overloaded it. It's got too much weight in the back. The cheese and the butter, those are both very heavy. Tomatoes are also heavy. Strawberries and lettuce, not really. Eggs, not really. But yeah, those three items, those are really heavy. So yeah, I have overloaded it. I don't know. If my production continues this way, I might have to be forced to start using the tractor and trailer again. Which is not optimal, but it definitely has a bigger capacity and carry more weight. Alright, so I haven't shown the loading process for a while. Yeah, I think yeah, this is the correct sequence. Let me take the trailer off. So butter and cheese, those are some big income makers. So I am thinking gonna get quite a lot of money, but over time, because the vending machines, they do sell over time. It's not instantly. As people come and people buy their products, money gets deposited in my bank account, which is of course over the course of the day. So I'm gonna take one pallet of butter to the pub so they can have some fresh butter to make their meals with. Butter sausage. Wow, look at the beautiful bush on the left. The flower. If I'm not mistaken, those are roses. Nope, not roses, something else. If any one of you knows what kind of flower this is, let me know. It's a really good looking one. Okay, so I have to put this in and everything else gets delivered to the pub. I might be able to squeeze some more butter in, but I'm not gonna force it. And it's gonna help if I get some instant income. Okay, and you go back into the bed. And you go back on the... Beautiful. Don't you just love it when everything comes together? And it works without any issues. I sure do love myself days like this. Days like these. So after I return back to the farm, I will probably have to wait an hour or so for the delivery. And then the fun's gonna start. Yeah, I sure do hope they have a winch of some sort to get the old combine out, otherwise I'm not quite sure what we're gonna do. Look at that, 2,666 pounds for the rest of the food, and we are at 41,480 pounds. And you know what? We need 41,000 for header and combine, the new one, and we're gonna get 4,000 back for around 4,000 for the old setup. So yeah, we're actually gonna make it. Oh wow, excuse me, sir. Yeah, I must say, I did not think I'm gonna have enough money. Well, that's a pleasant surprise. You know what? I actually forgot about the oat drink. Look at that. We have a full van. So this is 4 pallets, 6, 7, and another 5 over here, which makes it 12 pallets. Which I do think it's quite a lot. In any case, I'm gonna go to the wholesale dealer and I'm gonna drop everything off and we'll see where we stand. Alright, here we are. So the bank account is 41,870 pounds. Let me make the arrangements and I'm gonna be back when everything is sold. So after all the selling, we are at 46,157 pounds, which is 4,287.78. No, 87, yeah, for the oat drink, which I will again say I think it's quite a lot. And I'm very happy with the results we are getting. Okay, don't want to jackknife the trailer. That's always a good idea not to. So yeah, let me reverse it. And yeah, now all I have to do is wait for the delivery. Would you look at that? They actually managed to get everything in here. This one was a very tight squeeze. I did kind of have my eyes on the back so they could see better. But yeah, this is the new combine. Look at that. It has a cab. Beautiful. So, how do I do this? I guess the first thing is I'm gonna have to get this one off. And I hopefully can do that myself. Let me go speak with the drivers. So I got the keys. But before I go into my combine, let me just show you this beautiful McCormick X7 620. Man, this is a nice tractor. I have to look up what brand McCormick actually is. It does look very interesting. But everyone, welcome to the new cab. We actually have the radio. I think it's a Pioneer. Oh man, these are old school. And yeah, we have all these levers, all these dials here. This I think is the throttle. We do have a small window to see what's in the hopper, and we have all the instruments or the things we need for setting stuff up. So without any further ado, let me put the keys in and let's turn the beast on. Woo! Ooh. Listen to the engine. Wow, beautiful. Okay, so I guess it's not very well aligned, judging on the misalignment. Okay, let's set it a bit nicer. I don't want to combine to fall off. Slowly, slowly, slowly. Okay. Very, very slowly. Okay, beautiful. So I think I'm gonna park it right here out of the way. That one can wait on the trailer. That's the header. It got delivered on a separate trailer because there was not enough room to actually put everything on one. Yeah, I want to look at these two together because they are basically the same brand. This one is just a bit newer, with a bit more levers and a bit more comfort and a lot more horsepower. So yeah, that is the FAR combine and this is the Deutz FAR. So this has already been joined with the FAR and Deutz. Okay, now I don't really think... Yeah, we still have the towing hook here. I don't really think that I can put everything on with the header attached, so I'm gonna first move this one more out of the way. You can go wait here in the grass. And I have to detach the header here. So can I do this with the... Yeah, this is a completely different sound. Oh, not this. I wanted to do this. Yeah. Beautiful. And I'm gonna keep the engine running. And I'll definitely have to get this out. Okay, so I managed to attach everything together. Now I'm gonna try to pull it out in some decent fashion. And then I'm gonna employ the help of both drivers so we can actually get this combine onto the trailer. You look at that, it's actually lifting the tractor up. But I'm slowly getting there. The Fendt that could. And I'm gonna have to detach this and we're gonna have to pull it towards the trailer. So we're gonna use the winch that's already on the tractor. It's got a built-in winch because it's customized for transporting vehicles like that. These two guys, they are basically from an organization that buys used combines restores them, and then puts them back on the market. So this is how my Balyspring got refurbished. As you can see, the paint is pretty much, not exactly, but it's pretty much renewed, and the engine purred like a kitten. So yeah, this is what the guys do, and they're gonna do the same with this machine. They're gonna take it, disassemble, repair everything, and then sell it on. So this is why I'm getting paid only $4,000 for both header and the FAR, because they need to make some money in this, you know, which is reasonable, I believe. Okay, so I'm gonna help the guys do the loading, and I'll tag back in when they're done. Okay, after a bit of an effort, we actually got the FAR on the trailer. And this one is smaller than the other one because the other one had to be turned around, so the rear wheels would be up on this platform, because otherwise there would not be enough space to close the ramps. But this little FAR is actually small enough to fit forward on, which is a good thing because I pulled it out with the chain facing the quote-unquote wrong way if we would need to put it on in reverse, same as it was before. They are gonna have to be careful about this though, because this sticks quite a bit out. Okay, well, I'm gonna let him strap the combine down and move away. Alrighty, so in the meantime I have taken the tractor away, and now there's another challenge in front of us. I need to get both the headers swapped, so my new header needs to get off the trailer and the old one needs to get on the trailer. Now I know that the new header is definitely gonna fit on this combine, but I'm not sure about the old one. So yeah, let's get the first step underway and taken care of. Oh man, this is such a different experience, you know, actually going in the cab and, you know, having protection and shade and everything. Okay. So as I've said, this is definitely fitting together nicely. Drop it off right here. I think it's plenty out of the way. Okay, now I gotta turn around safely and try to put the other one on. Okay, how do I do that? I wanna go in the field. I think I'm well away from it. So basically the old combine had around 66 horsepower when it was new. I'm guessing it had around 40 at this point in time. But this one actually has 120 horsepower, which has been tested and registered. Okay, I really want to see if this connects or not. It does. Perfect. Okay, this makes it a lot easier. And that means that I could actually keep the header, but yeah, since we are buying new old equipment, I think it's better if we change everything. So it's definitely compatible, and you know, the header has been refurbished the same as the combine. As you can see, the color is pretty much way different, even though it does look like it does look quite alike. Let me just go out and see. Okay, so no, the PTO is not to be seen, so I guess the old header must be hydraulically driven. This one has a PTO on the left and it has a better wheel. This one doesn't have the center support. The knives, I don't know, they look kind of the same, so okay. Let me try and put this onto the trailer. Is this okay? No, it needs to go a bit further on. I think I can do a bit better. Let me see if it's... yeah, it's all on. Perfect. Man, I love the sound of the new engine. Of the new old engine. Let's attach this beauty back on. Perfect. Okay, let's turn the engine off. If I turn it off and on multiple times, I guess if there are any faults, they're gonna show it themselves. But yeah, I'm gonna see the drivers off and I'll send some money their way. Man, this is a beautiful case. 115 Maxim. Okay, I have to stop salivating over equipment because otherwise I'm never gonna get out of debt and stuff like that. Just looking at this case, look at how menacing it looks. And the Fendt is, well, okay. It does have care tires on, so... okay, I have to stop with this. Let me speak with the people and I'll be right back. Okay, so a huge storm broke out, but I am at 48,134 pounds. I will send 41,000 to them, and then I expect I'm gonna get an appraisal for the old combine and get some money back. But in the meantime, I'm gonna change the tires on this one back to the original, and I'm gonna go because the animal dealers called that they don't really have anybody that can take lambs, so I'm gonna take my green trailer over here, green-brown, and I'm gonna take the lambs to the shop myself. Yeah, these tires look much better on this tractor. Okay, so while I'm in the in the dry, let me sort out the money. Okay, $41,000, I mean pounds, sent towards those combine dealers, so to speak. And now for the second to last act for today. I'm gonna take lambs to the auction house, and after I return, I'm gonna wait until the rain stops and a bit more for the combine to dry out, and then I'm gonna put it in the shed where it can wait for its debut in the field. Okay, beacons on, and away we go. Alrighty, so I got all 9 lambs loaded in the trailer, and now I'm gonna take them to the dealers. And I can see this tractor also needs some fuel, and well, the service bar is probably for the trailer, so yeah, some fuel. Alright, so another 425. Yeah, so we are up to 8,559. And the thing is, I'm still expecting some money from the old combine, which, you know, it really surprised me how much money I actually made, because I started the day with 33,000 and something. And I paid 41 for the combine and delivery. Blows my mind, actually. I guess I have a very profitable farm. So it still kind of boggles my mind how, look at that, I hit the wall, how they got that whole setup through this entrance. They must be doing this a lot, because if I was driving, I promise you I wouldn't be able to get it in. We would have to go to the road and do the transfer there, which could prove out a lot trickier than it was doing it here in the farmyard. Okay. While I'm at it, I think I'm gonna refuel the tractor before I put it back in under cover. So not much field work done today, which I think it's quite okay, since we, you know, done so many things. Yeah, I gotta show everything I have. Okay, yeah. Drink up, beautiful Fent. And I'm sorry I've been looking at the case with those eyes. I really do apologize. how big of a tank do you have? I think I have plenty of fuel still in the tanker. I'm still very proud of this purchase and find. I gotta say, yeah. Wow, you really are a thirsty girl. Is this ever gonna end? Okay, it ended. Starting to pump off, and let's quickly move away from the fuel tank. Wow. I didn't know this tractor has such a big fuel capacity. Okay, so now I'm gonna wait until the rain stops, and then I'm gonna move the combine in the shed, and while I wait I can repair these doors. I can also make some space on this side and here. So how do I want to do this? I think I want to go face in like I had before. It's just after dinner for me, and look at what a day became today. It turned out so nice, and it's such a crisp air after all the storm and washing. So let me take this beauty in. Man, it starts like a glove, like it never even stopped. Yeah, I love it. And I think the header is also small enough to fit through the gates, and I can actually go on the road with it. I could get a bigger one, I think I already told you that, but I rather have a smaller and be able to transport it on the combine than have to maneuver with the trailers and stuff like that. Now I do have to pay attention because this is a longer combine. I gotta be extremely careful I don't bump into the barn behind. This is a very small yard. Yeah, no problem. Okay, so I think this is close enough. Yeah, plenty of room at the back. Beautiful. So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, we have ourselves a new combine. We've done it. The farm is now complete and self-sufficient again. And I just received 7,058 pounds for the old combine. What? That's almost double the amount I expected. Well, that's a good surprise, I'll say. Huh. Well. Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna use this time because I'm I'm happy as a raccoon in a dumpster. I'm gonna use this time to actually fix up the Massey Ferguson and repaint it, so next time we see each other it's gonna be all done up and ready to put on display. So thank you all for watching, hope you had fun, and we'll see you next time. Take care and goodbye.